Hey, how's it going, everyone? We recently just finished week 120. Overall, it was a great week. I managed to accomplish a lot of things. I managed to have a lot of meetings. Everything just currently just getting into motion, right? Not necessarily that much progress that I would, but there is progress, but not really that I would consider in my own personal understanding a lot of progress, right? We are progressing into 121 week. Again, front loading my week, many meetings if I can. Before we're entering holidays, we gonna be entering Christmas and New Year, so I'll try to squeeze as many meetings as I can, but I don't know how productive those gonna be. And perhaps this week I'm gonna be taking a look at facilities and how I could potentially find facilities. I'm going to be sharing a lot of videos with that. That's week 121, and overall a great week. I guess we're going to finalize this week with sourcing finance. Yesterday I have taken a look at what kind of facilities might be available for anyone who might be interested. Myself, I'm operating based in Bristol, so I thought I might as well take a look at what kind of facilities might be available up there in Bristol. There are so many different ones, so I thought that if I were to cover perhaps 10 different ones, let's jump right into it. There's so many of those, right? So ones that I would cover, not necessarily would be limited to those, right? So let's start with the first one, and that would be myself. Most likely, I'm gonna need access to that aerodynamics and aeroacoustic facilities. Let's try to understand a little bit better what that is. Aerodynamics and aeroacoustics facilities. The Facility of Engineering at the University of Bristol has some of the best and most unique wind tunnel facilities in the country, including an I don't know, I'm reading that. I don't know, perhaps it is. I don't know. Including an aeroacoustic wind tunnel, a low turbine wind tunnel, and pressure neural acoustic wind tunnels for propel research, a high-speed subsonic and supersonic jet facility, and a large 7 by 5 closed circle wind tunnels. There might be it's very expensive. It's very expensive to build something like that. I don't know. Well, I'm interested, but it's very expensive. I don't know. I don't know the price. I don't know. There's some contact information there. I'll try to reach out to some of the people up there. I'm interested, but I don't know. I think it's very expensive to build something within those facilities, and I don't know if I'll be able to source finance to that. I have experience of doing it, so but I don't know if it's very expensive. In entire UK, I don't know, perhaps 10 companies can do it. So they are saying it's one of a kind. I think I know the companies that are working within this facility, and there isn't that many companies who are able to do anything. Perhaps entry level for doing anything or working within those facilities should be more beginner friendly, I guess. So there would be more people entering and or doing something with those facilities. Perhaps by doing that, they would lower the entry level by increase of interest. Perhaps that's another way of looking at it, but I don't know. I don't know. Currently, it's way too expensive. Way too expensive. Should be. I don't know why it's so expensive. Some of the materials that they're using and how hard it can be work with those materials. Even yesterday, I was watching how hard it might be up there to build some of those engines might be, right, and it just because of some of the materials durability and or consumption, so many areas that would need to be solved to make it valuable, and all entire project would need to work, and it could be very expensive to to bring all the project up to that level, because it can be so expensive to bring all entire project up to that level. Usually not that many people might be interested even in beginning some of the projects. So that would be barriers for entry, right? So perhaps increasing interest might be one of those ways looking at some of those projects. most likely not that many people might be interested in such a facilities, right? But within this video, I'm gonna be sticking with this perhaps facility and or trying to understand or perhaps share some information with others that might be interested. It's not perhaps not for general audience, I guess, but that will be more of the how to build some of those projects, right? The boundary layer wind tunnel is a Shaw Laboratory of the Engineering Faculty enables a range of activities from a fundamental boundary layer flow to applied aerodynamics and wind energy research, being multi-purpose in its applications, modular in constructions, and versatile in operations are the heart of the design capabilities. The 30-meter long wind tunnel is powered by 9-axis fans with a total power of 180 kilowatts. The multi-fan configuration allows either particle of the full operations modern to achieve a steady flow vertical from 2 meters a second to 35 meters a second with very low turbine intensity. The test section measuring 2-meter wind by 1 meter height spans approximately 18 meters, among the longest wind tunnels test section in UK, and capabilities of producing boundary layer of more than 25 centimeters thick. Some of the unique measurement features will include boundary layer section control, variable pressure gradient, sealing, large MEM-based. It's a lot of information. I don't know if any people care about this kind of information, right? Let's summarize this. I think there's a lot of information that's very technical and not for everyone. Wind tunnel is expected to be an integrated part of interdisciplinary research efforts between the School of Civil Aerospace and Mechanical Engineering and the School of Physics and Chemistry. So it's a part of bigger, perhaps, consortium. It might be very important right now, but I don't know how many people. Again, I don't know the price. That's why one of my personal concerns. I don't know the price of having access to this kind of facilities. That would be propeller test facilities, right? If you want to build your own. I'm not entirely sure why they have picked 9-axis. Normally, most of facilities would go with 7-axis, but either way. I don't know. It's overall interesting, I guess. Experimental setups, right? And let's cover perhaps one of those for people who might be interested. There might be some applications or use cases, right? And or how potentially people can solve the problem, right? Forward flight propeller test rig. Forward flight. The test rig is equipped with a load cell and or encoded heat management unit and the electric motor in the range of load cell and encoder and motor are placed inside aerodynamic design nacelles and the heat with the nacelle is removed using heat management unit that they can be used in different wind tunnels for a simple forward flight as well as boundary layered integration, turbine traction studies, etc. So if we were to build a propeller, right, I'm not entirely sure how myself what would be the best way of generating force in the beginning way, and then how you can move that force in different directions. I don't know for what how much force we're talking about what price again or generating that, but there's facilities there, right? Perhaps some of those and how to do it. As well as there is low turbine wind tunnel. The low turbine wind tunnel A3 is a closed section wind tunnel and is designed to provide a highly uniform and low turbine flow. They are unnecessary using some of that language to make it more difficult than it already is. The A3 wind tunnel was designed and built by DR. Okay. I don't know. Let's stick without any names. In 1980s and has been since heavily used for fundamental and industrial applications. A test section has longitudinal shape with the cross section area of. I think that just looking at the drawing, there's a way figure eight. It's without having sharp corners. Perhaps even the drawing might perhaps there's a reason why we have decided this particular way with sharp corners. But myself, just looking at the drawing, I don't know. We're talking about 1980s. But perhaps there's a reasoning for this kind of shape and why it was done in this particular way, right? Large low-speed wind tunnels. It's something that I have mentioned previously, right? And if we took taking a look at the blades and some of those windmills and how everything got started, right? So I think it was at 1.35 meters long, some of the blades. Later it was 75, 105, 100, and I think it's 150 meters wide right now as we speak, right? Perhaps I don't know what they trying to generating more and more power if they can with some of those wind mills, as well as they have those test facilities there where they can potentially test it, right, and see its durability and some of the materials and the components and how it could potentially be can be built perhaps on a smaller scale and increase stress levels, right, and maybe that's one of the ways to look at it. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published their book for livestock enterprise and how you can learn more about how to begin and establish your first business. In particular, if it's not something that you have done in the past, that would be the first or milestone or zero, where we will all would find ourselves and progressing from there to your 10,000 euros, dollars, pounds, and how you can achieve this milestone. That really just many of the milestones, starting with the first one. And within this book, I'm focusing a lot of my energy and time and sharing a lot of information of how many people can achieve that. And I'm looking to share this book with as many people as I can. Within the book, there is a lot of examples so that I personally believe would benefit a lot of people reading this book. You can find it, QR code in the corner, and organization's website below. There's just one of many facilities available up there. In particular, when we are taking a look at building something that would require aeroacoustics or perhaps aerodynamics, right? And that's just an example of facilities available. I thought I would cover perhaps 10 different ones, but as I mentioned, perhaps 10 would be a good sample piece, but there's perhaps many or similar facilities available up there, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.